Hey, what's up, guys? It's Bunmi here talking about one of my favorite topics, and it should be a topic that you like to discuss as well, and that is health and wellness. Now, stay tuned to this video. It won't be long, maybe about 5 or 6 minutes. Stay tuned to this video because there's nothing more important than your health. I believe in money, prosperity, and success. Of course, yeah, right? I promote that. But I tell you what, guys, our health is our greatest wealth. And with the new year coming in, there's so many people who are now getting in tune to those goals that have everything to do with wellness. People want to lose weight, they want to get healthier, they want to look better in their clothes, they want to get off prescription drugs. What's up, Teresa Fit Lady One? Drink2Shrink Queen of Baltimore has joined us. So everybody is now thinking about health at this time. And with this pandemic going on too, that's another reason people's minds have turned toward how they can stay well. But I want to ask you a question. What are you going to die from? What are you going to die from? Now, you're probably saying, I have no clue what I'm going to die from. You're right. Most of us, who knows? But statistics say that when you croak, is going to be from a nutritional factor disease. What's up, Carmen? From a nutritional factor disease. It won't be from an accident. It'll be from something that could have been avoided. So if you look at statistics, like I just finished looking at statistics from my state, I want you to go to Google and look this up. What is the leading cause of death in your state? In Maryland, the leading cause of death is, what do you think it is? If you said heart disease, you're right. In this country, the leading cause of death is heart disease. Heart disease is number one, cancer is number two. Some years ago, cancer used to be number one, but heart disease actually overtook cancer. So you have heart disease and cancer and stroke. Those are the top three leading causes of death. Now, we know what you focus on expands, so we don't want to focus on disease and death. What we want to focus on is wellness and healing. So, what can we do to not be a statistic? A statistic say most likely you're going to die of heart disease. Well, let's focus on our heart wellness. It's so funny because before I got like 48, I was so not in tune to heart health. It just was nothing I ever thought about. I thought about, other forms of wellness, but never heart. But now that I'm getting older, I'm like, yeah, it does make sense to keep this organ right here, this heart strong. Like the things that we eat actually restrict the arteries and clog it up and stop the blood flow, guys. Think proactively, like you want to keep that blood flowing. You want to keep those arteries open. So what can you do? Like, can you reverse heart disease? So I went to the doctor today, right? Because I was having this condition that my legs were starting to tingle and go numb. And I'm like, what is going on? So my primary care physician said, well, let's go and have you go to a vascular doctor. So I went today and I got a screening. And when he checked me out, he said, all of your numbers are like in the perfect range. They did a sonogram on me. Everything was open, flowing, no constricting. He took the pressure, blood pressure, not just in my arm, blood pressure in my lower extremities and my ankles and my legs. And he said, it's perfect. Now, arterial sclerosis is, he said, systemic. It's not just there like people think of arterial sclerosis, they think of heart. But he says it's systemic, right? So he said, I said, so doctor, if you're telling me that my arteries and my legs are open, would that be related to saying that I have good heart health? He said, absolutely. If your arteries and your legs are open, you can say your heart is strong, your arteries and your heart is strong because plaque forms, like not just there going to in the arteries going right to our heart, but all over. So, but what can you do, right? If you're already experiencing blockages, if you really do have blockages, is there anything you can do? I'm so glad that our bodies are fearfully and wonderfully made. And every day we have billions, if not trillions of cells that die off and new ones are formed. So I want you to understand that disease starts at the cellular level, not at the organ level, but at the cellular level. Your organs are made of cells. So if you get your cells functioning right, and if you get your cells healthy, then the body can renew itself. Don't get so caught up in the what isness of what the medical community says. They're so stagnant in you've got this. And we either got to cut it out or we got to kill it out with something else that would kill you more. Hint, hint, chemo, right? So the body heals itself not on magic. The body heals itself through nutrition. I try to teach my kids that early on. Like if something is wrong, we can get it fixed. We go to the doctor so they can maybe diagnose some things, but typically you don't follow the doctors in healing because doctors don't go to school to learn how to heal the body naturally. They know about cutting, they know about drugging. They're very good in those things that they know about cutting and drugging, but they don't know how the body can heal itself naturally. So we all have to take responsibility for our own health. I got 3 minutes left. I'm about to finish up real quick. So I was so glad to hear that my blood was flowing, that my arteries are open, that everything is clear. And I'm like, I am going to continue taking the nutrition that actually acts like a roto-rooter to clear out the arteries because, like, it's working. Did you know that a lot of young people, by the time they're in their 20s, their arteries are clogged? Some teenagers, because of their diets, their arteries are clogged. So if you look at this says cardio health green drink, right? Reverse the age of your heart. So whether you're seeing these Thrive Organic greens, this is the same thing. Laura greens, just by a different name. These greens actually act like a rooter. I'm going to pour these greens into my Drink2Shrink drink right here. They actually act like a rooter to clear out the arteries. Look up L-arginine, L-citrulline. They open the arteries for increased blood flow and circulation. So that would help with even blood pressure. It also helps with blood pressure, blood flow. Oh, so the flexibility, a lot of you all don't know this, the flexibility of your arteries is tied to the youthfulness of your heart. You want your arteries to remain flexible so they don't basically snap and break, right? So you want them to be flexible as the blood goes through so they don't burst. So the nutrition in this minerally rich and dense chlorophyll rich drink helps to maintain the flexibilities of the artery, acts like a roto-rooter to clear out the arteries. It helps with increased blood flow and circulation, and some of the other nutrients helps with. This is one. This wasn't on my list of the top 3, but we know diabetes is real big in our community. It actually helps to with blood sugar issues as well for people who are insulin resistant. So it helps with that. So many different testimonies, but I have a friend, Randy Steen, who was like 90% blocked. He started drinking like 4 Thrives a day. Took a couple months, but so what? Took a couple months and then went back to the doctor and he was down to like only 13% blockage. Thank you, Lord. So God put so many natural things here on the earth for us to use to help to heal our bodies. We just have to search it out. And I share what I use, but I also understand that, there are thousands of natural things that people can use. I'm not saying what I have is the only end all be all. I'm saying it's the one. It works, is what I use. It works for me. Here's a formula. I'm going to end with this. Here's a formula that you want to put down for all of us to get better with this year. Eat real food, mostly plant-based and not too much. Eat real food. So real food means unprocessed. We will all do better. We will all help to maintain more our ideal weight and feel better if we ate more real food, not boxed, not canned, not processed, not processed, but just real food. This is actually food, real food, these greens, okay? Eat real food. Mostly plant-based. These are plants, but mostly plant-based. I'm not a vegetarian. Some people say, don't eat meat ever. I haven't gotten there yet. But I don't feel like I need to eat meat at every meal. I don't do that. So mostly plant-based and not too much. Practice calorie restriction. A lot of people overeat. One of the reasons people overeat is because they're not even really hungry. They're dehydrated. You're dehydrated and you need to drink more water. And if you work on that hydration, then you feel you won't be as hungry, and you're going to research the right types of water. I found this in the health food store the other day, and because I promote the power of oxygen and I take oxygen, I thought this was interesting. So this was an oxygen water O4, and it says 100% more oxygen than regular water. So this O2 is much better, it's cheaper, has minerals and everything, but it's just showing that people are learning the power of oxygen. So I oxygenate my water with these amazing O2 drops. And I also, of course, O2 drops, you can put them in your eyes. It's safe enough for your eyes, under your tongue, on your skin. I know topically you just can do so much with them, but it's so important to learn the power of oxygen. So there you go, guys. This year, 2021, do better in your health. Eat real food, mostly plant-based, not too much. It's okay. You don't, my father always told me this, you don't have to eat every day. You don't. You definitely don't have to eat 3 meals a day. And in fact, the people who practice calorie restriction, who eat less or smaller portions, they tend to get disease less, because guess where we get disease from? We typically don't get disease from the air. We get disease from what we put in our mouths. And unfortunately, being in this country, it's hard to eat as well as we really could, because there's so much fake stuff, so many chemicals and pesticides and bad stuff that they put into our food supply. That's a whole nother story, whether that's intentional or not. But anyway, I think this was a great conversation for everyone to be thinking on their health as we go into this new year, because you want to live younger, longer. You want not just to have a long life, but you want to have a long life with energy, youth, and vitality. And it's all about what we put on the inside. All right. All right, guys. If someone you know needs to hear this video, share it, tag them, leave a comment, and remember, you are more powerful than you know. Let's all have a great 2021, and our health is our first wealth. Bye bye.